So I'm just trimming the outside off of this. I know they make fancy cores for it, so if you were doing this on a regular basis, it might be easier to do than this. Nothing like fresh pineapple. Ugh, it's great stuff. I was watching the other day, remember Emeril Lagasse? Bam! Well, Emeril has a series on that, I guess it's been on for a while, but I hadn't seen it before, called Emeril's Florida. And they were talking about Florida just having the best fresh fruit, which we do. Unfortunately, as a Floridian, I know that a lot of it gets shipped up north, and we never see it. But if you go hunting around, you can find some great fresh fruit down here in Florida. And anything that says grown in Florida is going to be fantastic. Get to buy one of these at the store that wasn't just ready to go. Those of you Saturday night fans, Saturday Night Live, if you ever get a chance to watch the Dan Aykroyd video where he's imitating Julia Child, just Google Dan Aykroyd and Julia Child. It is the funniest thing you've ever seen. I would have liked to have included it on this, but they're very proprietary about their videos. So we're going to cut this up. Now, half of this is going to go right into the ice cream, and the other half I'm going to put in as it's coming out. And as you can see, I'm not a gourmet chef, so these aren't perfect pieces, but after all, it's going into the batch freezer, so it isn't going to matter that much. But you get a nice quantity of pineapple out of just one. And that's all we're using is one today.
How small do you have to cut those chunks?
You don't have to cut them very small because the machine can certainly handle it. So let's see. That looks pretty good. Maybe half again. You know, making ice cream is not a science. It's just plain fun. So you can experiment, you can play around. I know the Italians all wear these, white outfits, and they have spectrographs and other stuff that I don't understand, but I'm just out here having fun. And so experiment, play with it, see what works. Don't do what I do, though. When you come up with a recipe that works, write it down on a 3x5 file card. Because there is nothing worse than making the world's greatest ice cream, and you go, what did I put in it? What did I do? How much vanilla did I add? So as you're doing this, write it down. If you find out that the first chunks were a little too big, write it down that you want to make them a little smaller next time. So let's switch over to the machine now, and we'll get this going. Hi, I'm Steve Thompson, president of Emery Thompson Machinery, and welcome to our new series that I call Make It Fresh. Today we're going to show you how to make fresh ice cream using fresh ingredients from the supermarket. Now, I realize you can't make all ice creams this way. Some of your ice creams are going to have other ingredients from the supermarket that you wouldn't consider fresh, like say, Hershey's syrup or M&M's, Oreo cookies. But in this series of DVDs, we're going to try to show you how to use fresh product. Today we're going to make coconut pineapple ice cream or gelato, whatever name you like. Got a fresh pineapple from the supermarket, and I've cut it up into small pieces. We're going to use the CB350 Emery Thompson batch freezer, which is my countertop infinite overrun. Infinite overrun means I can adjust the air content to whatever I want, from a heavy, dense frozen custard up to a gelato, up to a Haagen-Dazs style, and all the way up to, say, a Breyers or a Hershey. Whatever air content you would like, this machine can do. Plus, we don't know what's coming down the road 5 years, 10 years from now. But whatever it is, if it's a frozen dessert, it'll be able to be made with the infinite overrun on the Emery Thompson. This is something I invented 11 years ago, so it's been around a while. Like I said, we're going to use fresh pineapple that I've cut up. We're going to use cream of coconut. I guess the fancy name is Coco Lopez, which is kind of expensive. But Paula found me this cream of coconut, which is really going to be the same product. And we're going to put that into the batch freezer, maybe a little splash of vanilla to add some excitement to it. And that's the basis of the ingredients. So first thing we'll do is we'll get our dairy product. We have a bad term for this, a bad term for a great product. We call it mix. What mix is it's a bag of refrigerated dairy product that came out of the cow yesterday. And it's a blend of milk, cream, sugar, and skim milk. Skim milk to me is the secret ingredient. Skim milk is actually heavy cream with all the fat removed. So it's got all the good stuff that is in heavy cream but without the fat. And a dairy scientist put this together. It's all a beautiful product, ready to go, saves you a lot of time, and it's sold by fat content. The federal minimum for this product and what most of my gelatos are 10%. It can go 12, 14. Haagen-Dazs is 16% butter fat. So the higher you go in fat, the smoother the product will be. This is actually a 10%. I like the lower fat product. So we're going to go over to the CB350 and pour this in. So that's my dairy blend right there. Okay, I'm going to just put the lid on while we start this up so it doesn't splash out at me. And let me go get some vanilla. I really don't measure anything. I'm not like the Italians. I'm not doing anything terribly fancy. I'm just having fun. So that's the vanilla. Now let's turn on the refrigeration, get it freezing. And I'm going to pour in my pineapple. Don't try this with any other machine on the market because it'll most likely void your, whoops, I dropped some. Sadie will get that. It'll void your warranty because their barrels aren't strong enough to handle putting nuts, cookies, candies into the machine the way you can with an Emery Thompson. Okay, guys, get in there. There you go. Excellent. Pour the rest of those in. This turned out to be about 3/4 of the pineapple that I'm using. The rest I'm saving to have for my lunch. Now the cream of coconut, I'm going to put in about 9 ounces of the cream of coconut. This stuff is delicious. I really like it. That's almost the whole container. And so that's the cream of coconut. A very sweet product. Adds just a delicious flavor. I'm going to put the lid back on. Now I'm going to slow this down a bit. I want to reduce the amount of air. Right now I'm running at what would be 100% overrun. So let's take it on down to a lower level. Oh, about 171. That's going to give me probably about a 70, 60% overrun, maybe a little bit lower. And I think that's going to be a perfect ice cream. If you go too low, it's going to be very dense, very heavy. It's delicious, but people can't eat much of it. Even though I invented the infinite overrun, I am the first person to say that nobody ever walked out of an ice cream parlor and said, man, that is the best air content ice cream I ever ate. People don't do that. They eat flavor. So that's why the good natural flavors. We're going to break away for a second and let this process and we'll come back. Okay, we're ready to go. I'm going to turn off the refrigeration switch, open the gate. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Now I want to shake in some pieces in here. So I have what I call the fruit flavor. That's the product I put into the machine. and the fruit identity that you can see the pineapple. And I'll take the speed up now to finish discharging. Makes it nice and easy. It gets everything out of the machine. Delicious. Whoa. All right, we'll just mix that in a little bit. Isn't that beautiful? There's still more in here, so let's keep going. Now, obviously, even though it's a 6-quart machine, we got more than 6 quarts out because we give by not the volume that the cylinder can hold, but by what the production is. And so we've rated this at 6 quarts per batch, even though I know it's higher. Now, I ran out of pineapple. When you're first doing this, it's a mistake that can happen, is you're adding something in, whether it's M&Ms or cookies or pineapple, and you run out. So always have a little bit of spare behind just in case. So I'm going to just shake those on top for looks. And that'll do me. Let's take this over here and try some. Oh boy. Doesn't that look great? And let's do this upright. Here we go. Isn't that a beautiful dessert? So we're going to do more fresh fruits, so come back soon and see what else we're making fresh.